All right, guys, what's up, everybody? I'm with the good friend DK over here. He's a
So,
songwriter, producer,
so,
DJ,
so,
artist.
so,
Came from Korea. Like, I don't even, he does so much. I don't even know. Like, I don't know everything that he's done. What up, DK? How you doing, man?
good with you.
Doing
Good. How are
great,
you,
man.
Ollie?
I'm glad to have you on here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
It's crazy how we met too, because I think I created a post about like when artists ask for free mastering or something on social media, and you
Yeah,
commented on it and followed me.
yeah, yeah. It was hilarious.
Yeah, and I
Seriously.
remember just looking at your profile. I'm like, oh man, this is someone I might want to connect with, and just started
Yeah,
following each other and sent you a DM, just saying, hey, what's up, man? I'm from LA. It's like nice to meet you, type of thing.
yeah. And then I just moved into LA, and then it's good to have a like Korean background person like have around, And then we had a mutual friend. Shout out Youngin. You.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Youngin was definitely the bridge, but he now he's
Yeah.
in Korea, and you
Yeah, I
moved from
know.
Korea.
I'm from Korea. Youngin is in America, and then I'm here. You here?
Yeah, no, it's nice. Because for me, I meet everyone on social media. It's nice to meet people in LA or in
Yeah,
the same area.
yeah,
Because meeting people online is one thing, but when you meet face to face, it's like the connection is there for sure, you know?
yeah, yeah. You have to meet in person.
You have
Yeah,
to meet in person. Like I always
yeah,
say, you got to go shake some hands, you know?
yeah, yeah. You gotta shake some hand, tap some, hand tap,
Yeah.
you do that, all that, and then the Google bump.
The Google bump. Oh, oh, this
Bump.
this is my socials.
Yeah, bump.
Yeah, dude. So the whole point of this podcast is really to share people's journey, you know, like where
Uh-huh.
you came from,
Uh-huh.
how you started, like
Mhm.
let's start with how you started in music, because I know you've been in the industry for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so where did you begin?
So I grew up in Australia. So I born in Korea, and then I was in until middle school, I was in Korea, and then my parents sent me to Australia, and then I grew up in Australia, Gold Coast, Queensland, yeah. And then I moved back to Korea, and then I realized, I don't know, like studying everything, number everything, that wasn't me. So I had to figure out. At this point, we had internet, but we had a like modem, like doo doo doo,
The dial up.
yeah, dial. So like I have to look it up, and then I have to finding like so I was so when I was in Australia, I listened to Tupac album, like All Eyes on Me, that album, and then this is so good music. I want to do music, right? So I started to find like people who likes it in Korea, so who tried to create it, hip hop in Korea back in 1997, like
97.
nine, like 2000,
Hmm.
like yeah, that era. And then I was creating hip hop with my friend, and I got my community, and then we did some underground hip hop, Korean hip hop rap thing. Started a Korean hip hop like community called Soul Train,
Mm.
right? So we call ourselves Soul Train, but most of them are really well-known producers in these days. Like three of them are like me, and other two guys are also producers for the songwriters. For one producer is like he works for Rain. Do you know Rain?
Oh, P?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. K-pop star
Uh-huh.
Rain, and then yeah, he did a lot of R&B thing. Yeah, that's how it starts. So my parents was super against what I was going to, typical Asian parents.
Was because I know we were both Korean. It's more like they wanted to become doctor,
Yeah,
lawyer,
yeah, yeah,
something like that, right? So music was
yeah,
totally out the
yeah.
question.
Music is not a job.
Yeah,
Music is just entertainment.
yeah.
It's not a job. So
Did they
like
ever make you like learn piano, violin, or anything when you were younger?
Oh, as a matter of fact, I learned violin when I was 7, 5. Like,
Yeah, because I have
yeah,
a
at that
joke where
age.
parents, like Asian parents, make you learn piano via violin, but they don't want you to become a musician. They just want you to.
Yeah, violin. Yeah. Also, they teach you piano, violin, but they don't want you to be a musician. They teach you taekwondo and all that sport, and they don't want you to be an athletic
Yeah,
either.
they want you to be a
Like,
doctor or lawyer.
yeah, like totally different. Like, what is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to ask my dad, uh, can you borrow me $3,000 so I can buy my first gear TLX. Do you know TLX? The
No, I don't.
Korg. This is pre Triton era. So it's a TR rack. It's an EMU rack, like the old like ASL 10 and like MPC, like
Oh, like a drum
super
machine type of
old, like
thing?
yeah, like super old, like gears, MIDI
And
gears.
and it was
So
expensive back then, huh?
no, was it? No, it wasn't. It wasn't like was maybe. Yeah, was. Yeah. So yeah, I borrowed $3,000 from my father. I promised my father like I will like make sure my name is on my on the newspaper in 3 years. I'll make a hit song. Then watch me. I'll do it. And then I just locked myself in my father's basement, house basement, and then I was lock myself in, and then it's like try to create something. And then one day, so I had a mentor at that point. I have a mentor, and then one of my mentor was working for a Korean R&B singer. So happens to be I can help with his album. So arranging his album, beat making his album, and then I was in the studio. At that time, I met the K-pop Beyonce EOD.
That's huge.
Yeah, she was just passing me by, so I was like, "Hey, hey, hey!" And I just called her. Right, we were same age, so I was like, "Hey, I'm your friend. Like, we grew up in the same neighborhood, but you don't know me. But like, I have a like at that time we didn't have MP3, we didn't have anything. So that time I had a mini MD player. MD player, mini disc player.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I had my three of my top beats inside my mini disc player. I don't know why that day I had it. So I
Uh,
had it. So hey, by the way, I made this song. I want you to listen to it. And then she listened to it, and then she bring it to her producer, right? Executive producer, and
mm.
then, hey, listen to it. I need this guy. I want this guy. I want this guy on my team. And then since then, I just like everything went.
Wow, you
Yeah,
had the opportunity and you shot your shot. And
I
it's crazy
know.
that you're saying you luckily had the
I
CD
know.
player on hand. Because if you didn't have the CD player and you tell her, "Oh, I
MD
have a song
player,
for you,"
not even
I have a
CD,
song for
man.
you, and and she's not gonna be like, "Oh, like send me an email." Send me. You can't do that back then.
No, 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 no.
So a little bit of luck and a little bit of
Yeah, a
courage,
little
like
bit of right moment, right moment, right timing. Everything. So
everything
you
worked
have to
out.
be prepared all the time. You know,
Oh yeah, 100%.
hundred
And
percent.
it's funny where you said for 3 years you were like locked in the basement just making
Yeah,
like learning how to make music.
yeah.
I think a lot of people start like that where when you first start, you just gotta keep doing it over and over. You're gonna make shitty
Mhm,
beats for the
mhm,
first like year or two, but
mhm.
you just gotta
Yeah,
grind it out for
yeah.
years and then you'll get better. And I just read this quote. I'm pretty sure everyone heard this before. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So
Mhm.
think about it like all the 3 years you're making beats in the basement and you had it and you gave it to Hyori and then, it was
Yeah,
actually good. And she's like, oh man, like I want you on my team. I want you to produce some of my music.
yeah. It was like just if something happens, it just happens. You never know. You never know. It just happens like crazy.
Yeah, but you got to put yourself out there, and then
Yeah,
the
momentum is crazy.
momentum. Once you have the
Yeah,
momentum, to ride it out.
yeah, it's
Keep
crazy.
going. Don't
Yeah,
stop. Because once you
yeah,
stop, it's
yeah.
it's gonna be so hard to get back to that momentum again.
It's
Right?
crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
So
So
you have to
what?
so you have to be well prepared. Also, you have to be like always be ready. You don't know when's the moment. Like so, there is a so something I saw in the Instagram, the red car theory.
Mm,
If you're looking for red car, you only see the red car,
oh
right?
yeah.
If you're not looking for it, it's just pass you by, you know?
Hmm. No, definitely. You gotta know what you're searching for.
Yeah,
I just had
sure.
a conversation with my friend where it was like, if you're just like going out blindly, then
Yeah.
you're not gonna really find what you're looking for because you're just literally looking for anything. But if you have a specific goal in mind and you stick with it, then you're gonna get there eventually because your vision is so clear.
Mm-hmm.
But if you
100%.
don't, then you're just
100%.
lost. And a lot of people are lost because they're just like, I wanna play EDC main stage, but they're
Yeah.
forgetting about the small steps to get there. Talk about, I'm kind of curious, like, why don't you speak about what was it like working in the K-pop industry? Because I know like that's where you kind of started.
To really try hard to figure out what's the really difference between the music industry I grew up with and the music industry out here.
Yeah, the transition from coming from Korea, because like you said, we talk about this a lot, like it's so different out here.
Uh,
Like, how has it been your journey trying to figure that out and like trying to network, meet artists to produce for them? And I know you're like you put out your own projects too, so like, how
mhm.
do you feel about being out here and trying to figure it out in a totally different market?
Thankfully, I had a lot of good friend of mine, like mentors, good friend of mine, like they are all like really helpful to like help me understand about the music industry out here, and then try to you know help me understand it better and better. He tried to me like those are friends really helped me understand how the industry worked out here, and then
No,
like in from if I'm Korea is like you if you think about it, Korea is like it's one race, one
Koreans.
culture.
Yeah, yeah.
Just only
Hmm.
Korean culture. Not like here. Here, US, you have a lot of different culture, like diversity, right? But Korea doesn't have diversity, even in
Hmm.
race or cultural, just one culture, one race, right?
Yeah.
So it's to me, it's like how to figure out between that, like diversity, culture wise, it was really challenging.
It must
You know?
be because it's
And
so different out here,
also,
especially living in LA.
yes. No, it's like LA is good. I like LA. I have good friends. I have a good community. I have a good community with people in downtown, also creative community. So I like LA so far. I like LA people a lot. They've
Yeah.
been welcoming me since day one till now. They're super helpful.
Yeah, that's why I'm so glad. I'm glad you're in LA, and
Uh,
my parents emigrated here.
uh,
Cause imagine if you lived in like I don't know, like Oklahoma, like no networking. There's not the music, no artists. LA we have everything. We got the hip hop, we got the EDM, got country pop,
yeah,
whatever. We have
yeah,
all the big studios.
yeah.
We have all the artists living here. There's so much connection out here
Mhm.
where literally like you can go out, like let's say you go to a club and I don't know. You could just meet someone randomly and they could just be like, "Oh yeah, actually, I know this person. Like, you have any demos or anything you want to send? Here's my email." Like
Yeah.
the connections out here are so crazy. But another problem is we talked about this where the competition is fierce.
Yeah.
The competition is fierce.
And also, there's so many talents out here. Like sometimes I really feel like, wow, I'm not compared to these guys, I'm not even
Mm,
talented. Why am I doing? What am I doing?
yeah. Can I ask you, after 20 years of experience, do you still get imposter syndrome?
The peak of the moment that I don't give a fuck. You know,
Ah,
you know,
that's a good way to think of it.
yeah. I don't give a fuck because you're not living my life. You know,
Mm,
you're not
uh,
living my life. Why should I have to care about you?
ooh,
How
I'm gonna
you
clip
think?
this. People need to hear this. Don't give a
It's
fuck,
like,
man. Like make
yeah,
your music. If
yeah.
it's good,
It's
it's
like,
good, you know? Don't care what anyone else thinks.
I mean, you have to some layer. You have to think about like that's dividing between art and commercial art. You know, when you're doing art, just expressing yourself art wise, you like you don't give totally don't fuck about other people's things. You're just expressing yourself as an artist way. There's art, right?
Hmm.
You don't give about how much money I'm gonna make. You know, they don't give shit about that, right? But commercial art, you have to think about what would people like, you know?
Mm. Okay,
What
well,
would
I see
people
what you're
like
saying.
also? What would people like and what would people vibe with? You know, what would trend will be?
Yeah, what can people connect with on a big
Yeah,
scale?
yeah. But if you becoming commercial and then if you becoming super success and then you can combine both like art and commercial art. That's like biggest name like Post Malone, Billie Eilish, Taylor Swift, like Kendrick Lamar, like they like them. Whether they like Post Malone went through like rap, trap, through country,
Yeah.
but people still likes it, you know,
Yeah. I
because
guess
it's Post Malone.
yeah. I guess that's a big part of like I always we think about this a lot where it's their brand, you know, themselves.
Uh-huh.
How you market yourself, your brand, like your personality.
Yeah.
How important do you think that is these days? Because anyone can make music, anyone
Oh
can
my
make a
God.
banger. But
That's
if you know like that the person behind the music, their
uh,
story, this is kind of why I started this podcast
mm,
to share their story. Like how important do you think that is now?
mm. I mean, it is, because I'm a kind of like some sort of old school guy
Hmm.
because I was born in 70s, you know.
Hmm.
I was born in 70s. Shit, I'm old. Shit, I'm old. But still, like I still know I I grew up with Napster. Do you know Napster?
I was born in '87. I was in the LimeWire, Napster era too,
Yeah,
dial
but
up.
I was when Napster was born, I was 20, you
Oh,
know? I thought you how old were you?
wait, in what, 2000? 2000, I
Yeah.
was 13.
See? I
Yeah,
was I was 20. 20. Yeah. I was almost like 20, 21, baby.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was grew up with even I seen like even when I was like I tell this story a lot to people I meet these days. I used to go studio with packing all my gears with the rack, everything, just put it in, you know, and then moved on from there, just burning CDs, like
Oh,
5 CDs of data, just wave data, 5 CDs, just you have to burn it. If you just have error in it, you have to burn it again, and then I moved on to that to USB sticks, and now we don't even airdrop it, you know?
oh yeah. Now it's
Yeah,
just a USB. Just take you can have your laptop, you have your studio,
yeah,
you have everything. You can
yeah,
bring your interface, bring a mic, and you can literally
yeah.
record anywhere.
Yeah, before you have to have a like you must if you're a music producer now, even now you have to, but it's not must, but it will benefit you if you have your own studio. But at the same time, you don't have to have a studio, like studio. Like you
Yeah.
can't just set up studio at your home, right?
Oh yeah.
Just I set up with the speakers, everything. You can just mix it with anything these days, right? Totally different.
And how long has it been since you moved here? Because I know we met like a year ago.
I moved out here, like officially, I moved out here in during COVID.
Oh, so like 2020?
Yeah, 2021.
20,
Yeah.
that's like about
So
4 years or
so
something.
yeah, so I was like first year I was in mostly lockdown.
Mm.
Lockdown. And then second year, yeah, I started to go out networking, but I didn't know how to start. But at that time, how should I navigate? myself
Mm,
in here. And then he told me that just be inside.
just be
Just
out there,
one
right?
sentence, be inside.
Like put yourself
So
out there.
you have to be inside all the time. I just have to be out there more.
Yeah. You know,
But
like
also
good.
same time in the social media way. Same time. Like what you're doing right now is also you try to be everywhere. Try to be show up, you know?
Hmm.
If you're not showing up, you're not, you're not present, then no one will know.
Yeah.
No
I
one
guess
will care.
I'm doing it in a different way where you're going out there to meet people, but I'm doing social media like every day, at least one post a day.
Yeah,
And
but
I'm building connections like that. That's how we met.
I know,
And
but I'm trying to be now. I'm trying to balance it, so I'm trying
uh
to do both.
you know, it's funny. I'm trying to do the other thing too, where I still post, but I'm still trying to go out and meet
Yeah,
people.
I always tell you.
Yeah, you always
You
tell
gotta
me,
tell,
but I'm
because
such an
like,
introvert, so like I like the comfort of home and just like sending a
I'm
DM and
introvert
stuff.
too. I'm the super introvert people probably I realize that here you can't do that.
Nah,
Like you have to bring the vibe. At least if you cannot bring value, you have to bring vibe. You have to bring your talent, everything.
or
You
something,
cannot bring like
some type of value.
yeah, like
Whether it's like you bring a bottle every session, you know, that's
I
value.
mean,
You know,
I mean,
something like that.
yeah. Even though
Whatever it is.
if you're super talented, also if you cannot bring value, and then also you just bring bad vibe all the time,
Mhm.
who 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 want to invite you in the session?
Mhm.
Seriously, nobody,
That's
right?
true. That's
Yeah,
one big thing people need to realize that it's not just about music, it's about vibes
yeah,
and value that you bring.
yeah. So one of my mentor always told me that. So basically, music is harmony, right?
Hmm.
Same, the human relationship, harmony. You cannot do great music by yourself. You have to work with the staff, like even assistant,
You gotta
marketing
have a team.
people. Yeah, it's just teamwork.
Yeah.
It's not you're not just like some crazy genius like Beethoven
Mhm.
creating everything by yourself these days. No, you have to be work as a team. Otherwise, you're out of here, man.
You're seriously like,
Yeah.
if it's kind of like when you're doing music by yourself and you
Uh,
don't have anyone like supporting you, like a community,
uh,
then you can make the best track ever. But if no one supports it, like no
yeah.
one's gonna care, right?
I mean, if they don't like you as a person, who's gonna like your music? Even they don't like you.
Mm.
Think about it.
So I really know you like to use AI a lot. What do you
Mhm.
think are the benefits, the pros and cons of it? Because a lot of people are conflicted with this, saying, "Oh, it's gonna take our jobs." But from what I feel, it's a tool to use where it gives you ideas that maybe you couldn't come up with. So how do you feel about AI using it in your production or just in general?
In general, AI, whether you like it or not, AI is coming, right? So technology, you cannot prevent evolution. It's coming. Like same thing happened when Audition came out. First Audition came out, everyone hated. You know,
Mm.
everyone think like if you're using Audition, they didn't think a singer,
You're
a
not a
real
real
artist.
singer.
Yeah, same thing. But obviously, still there's a gray area of like we have to figure out a lot of copyright issue and everything. So you have to use it wisely. Like use it
Mm.
as a tool, just as a tool, just not for the total. You cannot. I, at this point, also AI cannot create like 100% of your beat. It doesn't sound good.
Dude,
If you want to create a good music, you have to do it on your own.
it's
But
kind
you can add.
Yeah, it's kind of like we talk about where like music is a vibe. That when
Uh,
you hear an AI created track, the
uh,
vibe is not there. It sounds so robotic.
mm,
As a regular listener, even they can feel that this was not created by somebody. It's AI generated,
yeah.
and it just kills the whole like literally just the vibe of the track.
But you can add some elements like let's say in terms of using uh sample chops, you can create a sample out of AI and then you can chop it
Mm-hmm.
without copyright issue, you know, at the same time. And then also you can add some like variation of it you never think of. You can feed AI and then you can just recreate it and then see how AI came up with, and then you can get influenced or inspired by it.
Yeah, 100%
Yeah.
agree. Where it's like you use it to give a to start the idea,
Yeah.
and like, and then from there you can chop it up, or
Yeah.
I suggest to chop it up or create something out of it. But the initial idea that you never thought of that AI
Mhm.
created, use
Mhm.
that as a a
Yeah, too.
tool to create something that you didn't think of, but
Mhm.
maybe AI did. But don't copy and paste. That's the biggest thing I think.
Mhm. And also just don't expect to just prompt something it's not yours. It's
Mm,
yours. It's not yours. So that you cannot just prompt something and then just have it and then you can copyright it. You just have to have human elements in it, you know?
mm,
Like current copyright law, as far as I know, you have to at least human elements in it. So you have to edit it, you have to direct it, you have to steer it, you can use it as a tool, but you can use it as a like you can
starting
ask
point.
AI to for you, you know?
Mm. The biggest thing I think we were talking about is don't copy and paste.
Yeah, copy and paste.
Don't copy and paste.
Mm.
Because there are making laws now where, like, if you use AI, then it could be a copyright because it's not yours. And I think people realize that in music, where you can't copy and paste, you can't steal someone else's idea.
Mm.
Because I mean,
I don't
you
I
can get
don't think it is
influence.
I don't think it is a someone else idea, but same time just you can also, it could be your idea if you just prompted super detailed, you know, super detailed idea about like, see if you see how people create image out of AI, super detailed, like how much lighting, how much like angles on the
Mm,
camera, everything, you know, that's when the image looks super real, you
yeah,
know.
it's more unique, huh?
Yeah, you more unique, and then they can add there's some like experience in it and then use this lens instead of that, they added prompt, but also that can be the one, or just you just have to add like just using as a tool and not just use not depending on it, you know.
100% agree. Whereas using a tool, because the way I use AI is more like I'll try to give it a detailed prompt, right?
Mm,
And it shoots me like 10 ideas of something. And I'm
mm,
like, wow, like maybe out of five, I would have never thought of that idea. And with that idea, have inspiration and be like, okay, that's pretty cool. Let me try it out. Oh, that does sound pretty cool. Let me try to
mm,
make it unique in my own way. And then boom, it's kind of like stealing like an artist, you know?
mm.
Like let's say you made something and then I got inspired by what you made. And
Yeah,
I'm like, oh wow, DK made something really cool. I'm gonna try to imitate it kind of, but make it my own. So it's not stealing, it's literally just copying, but be unique with it and making your own style out of it.
yeah,
Which
if
is
you
a
put
lot of art these days, right? A lot of things are copied. Everyone says, "Oh man, you sound like this or that." I'm like, that's what you think.
yeah, but also if you use it wisely, like you can like even photo shoot, I could create my professional portrait photo with just training my LoRa, and then within 5 minutes I have a like tens of like portrait photos, you know.
Hmm.
You can use it as an artist, like cover for Spotify artist cover image or whatever, but you have to spend like two, 3 G's out of, to have a photo shoot, professional photo shoot. Instead of doing that, if you're low budget, you can just use it, AI, to help like get benefit out of it. But you cannot just depend on whole creation upon AI, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Good pointing out about low budget because photo shoots, like getting real people, are expensive.
I know.
But then with AI, what it can do and what you can use it for, it's like we literally said, it's a tool, you
Yeah,
know.
it's a tool. Yeah.
Use it to your own expense, use it tastefully, don't rely on it.
Uh,
But it is out there for people to use.
yeah.
But we will like people will notice if it's too fake, we'll be like, that does not look real. But
But
like what are like how do you use it in your like in your production and all that? Because I know you're the guy that I reach out to if I
uh,
need AI help, and then you're
uh,
like, oh, check this out, check that out.
uh, I mean, I only use like one part of like sometimes I use one part of ideas that had an altercation like variation. Like, okay, let's see how the AI is gonna finish this like chord progression, right? I
Mm,
just fit it and then like see, oh, that's I never thought about, you know?
mm,
That kind of like out of like it gives you more solution outside of box, out of box, solution,
mm.
you know?
Like something you would never come up with yourself.
Like eventually would, but it's gonna take a lot of, experiment or like take a lot of time.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it can help you with much sooner and then you can move on,
yeah. I think
find where you want to go to, you know?
yeah, I think it's the quickest thing, just finding the solution and moving on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Also, like AI can eventually take some part of human's job, but the creation part, I don't know. It's gonna be creation part will be only humans, I guess.
Mm. One thing I want to ask you is, I know you're coming from, you're a little bit older. Social media is kind of new to you,
Mm,
and the social media game is so important these days. Everyone has to post content. That's
mm,
how new artists are found, new music is found.
yeah.
How do you feel about like the importance of social media these days in this time of age?
I mean, social media is like industrialized, kind of like it decentralize everything from industry, like music, like manufacturing, everything, like even Amazon, everything, like social media marketing is more important than actual TV marketing these days.
Oh, everyone's on social media more than TV.
Yeah, think about it. Like if you're selling T-shirt, do you have budget for the like TV commercial, like local TV commercial? Like how much are you
No.
gonna sell? Not much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But you're gonna sell more t-shirts if you just put it on like Amazon and then doing social media and then link to it, you know? So like same goes to music. Before, if you have to release a music and then if you want to market your music, you have to go through radio, you have to go to TV shows and the music shows, whatever, right? But these days, like they gave you more power. You can control it, right? You can directly connect to consumers, right? Directly connected to consumers, so you can sell your music,
It's
right?
kind of like what you said before, where in America, the independent artist has more power than the label.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
literally, like how much content you post, how much you put yourself out there, is gonna be way more than what a label can do. Because they're literally doing the same thing that you're doing,
Mm.
but you just have a label behind you. But you still have to post your content and put yourself out there. Be like, set the vibe.
Yeah,
My music is this, you know, like to the
yeah,
consumer.
yeah. Of course, there's got pros and cons also. Before it was all everything was handled by like companies or corporations, so you don't have to put your money into it, but still you're not making money out of it because corporation company they are making money, not you, right?
Hmm.
But at this point, you're doing just working for you or yourself, right? So you're selling your product directly to consumers, and then you having 100% right of it, music or whatever it is, like music video, whatever it is. Yeah, yeah. So I think if you have really benefit of it, it's really great tool. Also, same as AI,
Hmm.
and then also social media is a totally changing, reshaping our way of living. Totally.
100%
Yeah,
agree.
100%. And yeah, like we have to on top of it because like I told you, like same thing as goes AI, we cannot like we cannot block like where evolution is going, technology is going. We can against it, but we can say no to it, but we cannot totally like, stop it,
You can't stop it.
once it's out there, it's out there,
Yeah,
you
and
know.
then it's been out there. It's strong, and I tell a lot of people where you have to post. It's
Yeah.
a free platform. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. It's all free to post. You don't gotta pay to post, which is great. And then you gotta do it because everyone's on social media. And how else is people gonna find you if you don't post your music, post about yourself, your brand? You're selling t-shirts, you're selling music, whatever it is. You're selling coffee. The best free platform is social media. The only
I,
problem is
mm.
everyone's doing it. How do you stand out from everyone else?
I mean, think about it. Even the like a lot of well-known producers, engineers, artists, they're all doing social media too.
Hmm.
They're doing podcasts. They're doing everything these days. Like we are reaching the point we don't we cannot even tell like what is the difference between influencers and artists.
This is
It's
kind of the same
our
thing.
influencer becoming artists becoming influencer. Same thing,
Yeah, but
like
they're just selling a different product.
yeah, just selling differently. Just like building a brand, right?
Yeah,
Just like
exactly.
putting out, think it as like before when you have to promote your brand and business, you have to put it out your commercial into TV, local TV, right? Oh, call 91900,
Hmm.
like car sale, like local TV. We don't see that anymore, right? Because more benefits, just
Social media.
social media, right? Pinpoint it, area, navigate everything, GPS, everything. So yeah, so we cannot you can say no to it once you can top of it, you know. Once you know how to get benefit of it, also you figure it out. But I will still say no. I respect that, but just without knowing it, that's just saying no because that's nonsense.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna stay behind eventually.
That's the biggest thing, staying behind because social media is growing, AI is growing. If you don't learn how to use it, you're
Mhm.
left behind.
Yeah.
Because like we talked about before, like technology is always growing.
We used to say the USB DJs are not DJs.
Yeah, yeah. See? And the people
Same
that
thing
still,
as like autotune,
yeah, people
autotune.
that think that they're left behind, they're like, oh, USB DJs are not DJs. And the people with USBs playing
Oh,
EDC.
there's some great vinyl DJs still using DJ like vinyls, everything,
But it's
but they also
becoming,
they can use it.
yeah,
They
it's,
use it, but it's their choice.
yeah, definitely their
Yeah,
choice.
they're not just saying no because it's new and then I don't believe it. They also know how to use it well, but they chose to use that because it fits their vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What I'm
that's
saying
the
is
difference.
like as like what we're saying when as technology is growing and then they don't want to grow with the technology, they're so stubborn on what they know. Like when technology is growing rapidly, like AI and all that stuff, you got to learn how to grow with it. And I mean, obviously, you keep your skills as a vinyl
Mm.
DJ, of course, because that's what you've come up on. But once the USB CDJs came out, like just learn how to grow with it and be like, oh, I know how to vinyl, but I gotta learn how to use CDJs now because that's what's becoming popular. And
Mm.
just, learn. It's like we talk about, always learn,
Yeah.
always grow.
And then you can choose upon those options. You can choose what fits you vibe. And then if you going for like still you can do like CDJ, vinyl, USB, or like you can do like Ableton, MPC, like whatever Logic, FL Studio, whatever, Still there's still people who still making music out of MPC or like Octatrack or whatever, super analog way. But it doesn't mean they cannot they don't they're against the technology
Mm,
because they chose to go with that analog because they like it.
yeah. True.
Yeah,
100% true.
yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah. So like, if you hate the technology, why do you use Pro Tools then? Why do you use Auto-Tune? Like, why do you use like anything else? You know, why do you have to be picky? You know, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, to all the computers that we have today, especially like I know you just got an M4. I'm on the
Yeah.
M1, like just MacBook. Just you can do everything on your laptop.
Oh my gosh.
It's just I think it's I know there's sound quality difference from analog and digital, but I think the biggest thing between the two is convenience. Like I can literally go to your place right now and we can just make a track with our laptops and not worry about gear.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also like back then, like music, like people who doing music, they have to have a music studio at some point, or treated room. But
Yeah.
these days, you only need like you can make a music inside of during flight. It's very helpful.
No, yeah.
All the DJs doing that.
Like I think when you're just creating music off of samples,
Yeah.
splice whatever,
Yeah.
I think the only even vocals, you don't really need like that well of a treated room. Just get the best recording as you can, as long as there's
What
no echo, reverb, like reflecting back. But it depends on
oh,
mic and all that stuff.
but there's that's where AI can jump in.
Mm.
So you can sing it and then you can modeling your vocals and then change to remodel other singers vocal into it and then change it.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
Auto Me.
Yeah, Audemy or there's a lot of things like that.
Yeah, but that's the
Audemy,
main one a lot of people told me about, and I haven't
yeah,
tried it yet, but which I will. But I'm always down to work with vocalists, singer songwriters, because
yeah.
like I like the real authenticity of working with the vocalist.
Yeah, but same time, like for me, it's like I was when I was using sample back in the day, we had to listen whole music to chop it up. Even sample libraries, they come out with CDs. So you have to listen each track
Instead of
all the
splice where you
way
can
to the
skip through
end.
it.
Yeah, and then if you find the one, you have to record it. Record it. Like you have to chop it from there, record it through your samplers, and then you can have a chops, and then you just push it. But now it's so easy. But so easy, just like you can just search it, and then you can just plug in, and then you just play your music, and then just match your tempo and everything. But back
Mm,
then, you have to tempo it, everything, match it up by yourself.
nah, that's why like right currently it's so easy to make music.
Yeah, so it
Anyone
is.
could do it.
Yeah.
Anyone can do
So,
it.
but anyone can do it, but authenticity will be just will be the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a lot more challenging now.
yeah. But if you like, I met some like I met some people like what do you think about the if you go to session and then there's a just person just who lays some like all the like splice sample and then hey I made a good beat I made a music.
I think it really depends. It depends on like the artist, the vibe. I don't really care if you use loops or samples. I don't really
Uh,
care. Like
yeah,
as long
yeah,
as it sounds my mentality. If as long as it sounds good,
yeah,
there's so many number one hits where it's literally spice samples.
yeah. So Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, that's exactly
Yeah,
what I was thinking about.
yeah,
Like people who say, "Oh, loops are cheating," like this, and like it's fucking music. It's not that serious.
yeah. Like I told you, who give a fuck? Like if you make good things out of it, and then if you make it really well, and then if it makes you sound really different from the others, go for it. But if it's just taking your time, and then especially when you're in session, you cannot just forging your like all one sounds all the time. Like 10 other people are behind you. Like they're getting sick of it. Like, dude, when
Just
is it
pick
going
one
to
already,
yeah,
right?
like, dude, when is it going to like to be like, hey, can I lay some lines now? Like,
Uh,
can I lay some?
yeah, that's where for me, like, when I start a session, it's like just get the basic idea down. Just vibe.
Yeah,
If it's a
the
vibe,
song
at
starter.
least it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be perfect. Just start the vibe, and
Mm.
then what I like
You
to
can,
do is I send like artists or whatever like
yeah,
just a simple idea.
yeah,
Doesn't have to be perfect as long as
yeah,
the vibe is there. And then you have like I swear, 70-80% of the time they're like, "Hey, yo, I really like this,"
yeah.
and
But
then they
still,
write to it.
you can reshape it after,
Exactly. But the
change your take.
initial
Yeah,
idea and vibe is most
yeah,
important. And if it's too perfect, let's say you worked on it for 5 hours, it's perfect in your
yeah,
ears. And then someone else hears like, oh, I don't like this. You're like, damn, I spent 5 hours on this. Just get the vibe going, get some lyrics down, because I know we agree with this on this too. You can always edit later.
yeah. But also, it's good for the song starters. And then also, like I told you, like there's a lot of people also you just using the splice loop, just this and that, and then like
Just start the idea.
I mean,
Get the idea going.
I don't think that I don't agree with that. They're not like some people think they're not doing music, but also they are music. They are doing music. They have that gives you idea that they have good ear. They have a good
I'll
ear to
also
pick
say
it out to sample.
Yeah, I also say this too, like you can't just put like five random loops together and it'll sound good. You gotta have like we said
Yeah,
talked earlier, you gotta have an ear for music.
yeah, yeah,
Like what sounds good?
yeah,
What sounds pleasing to the ear?
yeah.
Because you can put a bunch of shit together and it sounds like ass, but if you know what you're doing, putting like a puzzle
Uh,
and then it sounds great,
yeah,
then boo, then you
yeah,
created a vibe, you created
yeah.
something pleasing to other people that they might like.
If you make it like as long as it sounds good, it's good. Who cares?
Yeah, as long as it sounds
Like
good. But you
like
gotta have
word.
like at least a basic skill of what does sound good together.
Yeah, I mean, word like
Basic skill, not a lot.
some of word's greatest hits comes out of like Rihanna's Umbrella, out of GarageBand,
Mm,
loop,
yeah,
drum. You
right.
know,
But that kick and the snare be hidden though,
I
like
know. That's what I'm saying. That's the year. You know,
Mhm.
that's the year. Like, who thought of that? Like, there's another like 1 billion people who heard that loop, but only one person, like few people thought about that music. And then they had a
Exactly.
vision. And also, same goes to Sabrina Carpenter. I think we all know where it came from. And also there's a like Blackpink music. There's a like Kashmir loops, like
Hmm.
the instrumental loops there. We all know it, but we haven't thought about that. It's gonna be that kind of music. No, that person had a good ear. That's why in result they have that.
Yeah, I feel I agree. Like the instrumental, it was great. The idea was like it worked out perfectly, but also the artist,
Yeah,
the marketing behind it, and
yeah,
that like it just works. It's just worked out.
yeah. Everything music is not only the good music is not gonna cut it.
Mm,
Everything has to be work
yeah,
as
it's
team.
like the whole team,
Yeah, whole team like marketing.
whole team.
Everything has to be at the right point. Like
It's,
luck, timing, marketing, and everything.
yeah, I
Good music.
100% agree with that.
Just good music is basic.
Good music is the bare minimum.
Yeah, bare minimum, just basic. Like
Yeah, basic at
that's
least.
a basic. Just and upon it, timing, good marketing,
Hmm.
like good artist, everything.
So kind of talk about like what you're doing now. Like what's going on with you currently right now?
Just same thing. I'm just like trying to like since I moved out here, K-pop industry has been transformed so much. Now,
Mm,
like back then, we would like have like one producer, one song, one producer, or maximum two, three producers. Now, these days, one song, 10 songwriters, three producers, you have to work it as a team. Like
how,
K-pop has been transformed so much. So I'm still trying to do some K-pop gigs also, but same time, yeah, I'm trying to do more tap into American music at this moment. So I'm trying to building my own project as a like Afro house, like melodic deep house project with my guys in LA. and also I'm trying to also try to be in a lot of session with the hip hop, R&B, pop, you know.
So you, I
Yeah,
mean, you're
that's
a
awesome.
multi-genre producer.
Yeah, but sometimes it benefits you, but sometimes it's not.
I think what you said to me last time of how it doesn't benefit you is they just label you as like a K-pop producer. You're just a K-pop
Yeah,
producer, you know what I
sometimes,
mean?
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. So
Because
like,
like you like in America, it's rare to like you meet bump into person like you do all the genres, you know. Basically, you're doing like this specialty in this genre, and then you just stick with that genre, and or you collaborate other people, so you just make crossovers. But in like in Korea in K-pop industry, we used to back in the day we used to do so morning session I have to do like pop ballad. Like day session I have to do hip hop. Night session I have to do EDM. Yeah, that was kind of thing. Like okay,
wow, that must be like
next out
so much.
yeah, but it was like it became a thing. So you know you just learn with it. So
Yeah.
like I told you, like I didn't learn how to play piano and learn how to do like chord inversions, everything kind of. I just learned by my ear, just by my experience,
Mm.
and then I look it up later, look it up in the book, and then like, oh, that was that. Okay, now I get it. You know,
Would you say when you first start producing, you just got to jump into it,
yeah, jump into it. You know,
right? Just like
yeah.
there's no right time to start, just jump
Uh-huh.
into it and you'll
So
learn as you
yeah,
go. And the
yeah,
more you
you
do it,
know.
you get better.
And then also like, it's not about what you know; it's about like how much like you listen to the music and then you have that in you, you know?
Hmm.
Like even like greatest like songwriters like Benny Blanco, that all the guys have like they probably have some sort of like education also now, but they have that all that
That
feelings and
feeling.
then yeah, emotion expressions in them, you know? Like
Hmm.
Rick Rubin, like have you seen that Rick Rubin interview about
He doesn't know anything about like
yeah,
production.
do you know how to play instrument?
Yeah, he
Nope.
doesn't know anything.
Do you know how to play any like music? Why? Nope. Like, what do
It's
you do?
crazy.
Like,
A lot of people that like all the great like producers, songwriters, like when you
yeah.
like in their interviews are like, "Do you know anything about music?" Like, no, I don't know
Nope.
anything about
Nope.
music. I literally just I play by ear and it feels
Yeah.
good to me.
Yeah.
And then, and then they make a hit. It's like number one in the charts.
Yeah. That's
So
it.
music doesn't have to be so technical. It's just
Yeah.
literally a feeling, a vibe.
Yeah. It's just
If you can create that with
yeah.
sounds, with instruments and a vocal,
Yeah.
that's all
Yeah,
you
that's
need.
it. That's it. Because yeah, pretty much it. And then also you have to work as a harmony, you know,
Yeah.
as team.
Like I said, the team. How do you feel about having like 10 producers working on one song? Isn't that a little bit too much? Because
I like it.
you
I
like
like it
it?
because I'm not from that background, but I'm trying like I learned how to do it. At first, I was like super, like I told you, I was super introverted. So when I first came out here, like how I work in Korea was kind of like they just send me email and then there's a brief and then okay, I make song and then I just send it to the email online.
Mm.
I don't have to meet anybody. You know
Having
that
like 20
like
people in the
that type of
session,
feeling.
like for me, like I'm more comfortable at home just doing it myself. So
Yeah,
I can kind of focus on my own thing. But having like five other people like, hey yo, that was so dope. Like
yeah.
record that, like write
But
that
you don't
in. Like,
like it. You don't like it. So
yeah.
you have to have an effort to convince them it's not it, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Why do I have to convince you? You know, but like I told you, it's a harmony, you know. Sometimes what you think is not right.
Yeah.
Always not.
Well,
It's
I
not always
mean,
right.
other
Sometimes,
people hear music differently. So if like
yeah,
five people
sometimes,
say that's cool and then you don't think so, maybe you're wrong, you know?
yeah, maybe you're wrong,
Yeah.
right?
So don't have
Sometimes
an
like
ego.
what you think is not always right. Maybe other people like feel about it because they don't have any judgment and anything. They just feel it as it
Mhm.
is. That's
Yeah,
why like you have to listen to other people. Sometimes
definitely.
like sometimes like I did a lot of mentoring back in the day. So I saw a lot of people when they try to create it, oh, this is a hit. And then no one thinks it is hit, but they think it has hit. it's good to have you have confidence in you, but you have to realize that confidence and ego is just thin as a paper, you
This
know?
there's a very thin line between the two.
Yeah, thin as paper, you know? It's
Yeah.
just like sometimes you have to accept other people's opinion and then you have to rethink about it. So that's why
Mm.
I always, one thing I'm really good at is just like make, I just create a bit and then just don't listen to it like for a week or two. Just sit on it.
That's what I've been learning. You gotta after I finish a song, I sit
Yeah.
on it for like a week and
Yeah.
then come back
Just
to it
don't listen to it. Don't
because
listen. Just
you're
close it.
it can change like how you perceive the track, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Just close it. And after week or two, just come back and then open it. And then like it was okay at back that time. And then like if you open it again, it's like, oh, what's wrong with this?
Like what was I thinking?
Yeah, what was I fucking thinking?
Oh man.
Yeah, so yeah, sometimes like you have to listen to other people.
Mm.
Seriously. Like even though if it's not really like person from musical background. So I have my partner with Afro House project. He's not from musical background. He used to play drums, but he doesn't know how to create music, but he
Mm.
has a good ear. But he has good ear. So when I create a song, when I'm doing session with him and creating our project, if I create it after that, and then I look at him, how do you feel? Is this feel okay? And then like he feel like, I don't know, it's not buttery. And then
Yeah.
you're like his expression is also like, it's not buttery enough. Like, what do you mean buttery? Like, I don't know. If you like, if I listen to like the artist he likes, we used to listen, it's like spacious and buttery. Like,
You know, it's funny. Like when I ask my friends or like, people that aren't into music or that aren't musicians,
uh,
I don't ask them like about mix or anything. I was like, how does this song make you feel? You know,
uh,
what's the
uh,
vibe of the track?
uh,
That's like the most important because you know if you ask me about the mix, they're not gonna be like, oh, like there's too much boost at 50K.
yeah,
You
we
know,
were always like, hey,
it's
can you
like
load this up?
yeah, it's like you gotta like what's the vibe of the song?
Yeah.
Kind of going back to
But,
what you said earlier, where when you make a track and even though you feel so good about it, like there's no way to know if it's gonna be a hit or not, you know?
I mean, I have like the one good benefit of me being in LA, US. So your your parents are Korean, so you know the Korean Asian culture.
Hmm.
If you have an age gap, there's a lot of social rank in
Oh,
social
that's a
life,
good conversation to talk about.
right? There's a social gap, like age. So if you enter a certain age, the younger generation, they don't want to fuck with you.
Hmm.
They don't vibe with you. They respect you, but they don't want to hang or they don't want to do like because it's too hard for them. You have to like,
It's like the whole Hyung, the
no, my
Luna, you
shit,
know, the
It's kind
respect.
of like we're just doing music, we're just equal. Why do you have to like do this too much? But in here, I don't have to go out there and find like young generation to like, hey, do you want to do like this project with me? We're just all equal, you know?
Man, I met people that are older than me, younger than
Yeah,
me, same
yeah.
age
Like
as me. Like we're all just trying to make music together, you
I'm
know?
one of the most talented uh the the house producer I met. He's 20 22, I guess 22, 22, 23. He's from Holland,
Mm.
Netherlands. And then like these days we just share project, right? If you're using Ableton, I use Ableton, I'll just send them a project file. And then I open it up, like I was like dumbfounded. Like, is this possible? Like, you can do this? Like because I was so caught up in the like have to be so perfect, like
Mm.
layered, like so clean up, like suits out of it. Everything has to be suits, clean the frequency,
It's those
everything. Like,
it's those imperfections that make it sound like that, you
yeah,
know what I
but
mean?
like it's like it's this like this kid even use like reverb in the like sand track. He's just throwing like reverb in the track, like just use it as insert, just like okay, don't you think this is too much reverb? But sounds great. Oh, what the fuck?
And
Sounds
like
great.
you always say, if as long as it sounds good, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I know. Like so, like yeah, I learned so much from it. Like working with like the generation that actually just doing music, starting to do music, and then just learning that they're like period of like learning by their ears. They're at this point, right? I'm at here, right? And they're
Mm.
here. I'm learning a lot from them. Like the techniques I never heard of.
That's what's great about like young producers or artists. They're for figuring out new ways to do things.
Yeah,
Because we,
but
we we like yeah, I didn't start. I started kind of late, but I'm learning. I'm still learning. We're always learning. But when I see like a 15-year-old kid from I don't know Europe on a YouTube video and he like has a certain technique, I'm like, how the hell did you think of that? That's so cool.
yeah,
Like, how do
yeah,
I implement that to my music now?
yeah, yeah.
It's like
Like
there's always something new to learn. Someone's always coming up with something crazy.
I don't know. I think that's the one big thing about Rick Rubin. He created a vibe,
Yeah, he has his
Yeah,
own. He has a certain vibe, but he knows how
yeah,
to like make people comfortable,
yeah,
and
yeah,
find that inspiration and be like,
yeah,
you're overthinking it. That sounds awesome, and
yeah,
artists just like,
yeah,
hey man, you're the guy.
yeah. Because we often do like overthinking because we hear same thing over and over,
Mm.
same phrase over and over. Because just sometimes just bass, the 808, and then just kick and snare, and then just vocal is enough, But we happens to be like, I don't know, it feels empty.
Yeah, I think that's a producer problem. Do you feel like that? Where I know simplicity is always key, and
Yeah.
choose great sounds and keep it simple. But
Mhm.
as producers, we're always like, damn, you got to add something else. It feels empty. Like, what can I
Mhm.
do to make it better? But
Mhm.
sometimes, like you said, kick, snare, vocal,
Uh,
808. That's all you
mhm.
really need, right?
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of songs out there where it's so simple and it's number one.
Yeah,
All
but
about the
that's a
vibe.
when it comes to like different genre, because you were talking about handling different genre,
Mm,
each genre has different techniques in
for
the
sure.
sound imagining, whatever, going through. Because like EDM house has much more layers in sound wise,
You,
sound
I think for
design
80, you got to
wise.
fill out the frequency like spectrum. Because if it's too
Yeah,
empty, then it's just
yeah.
kick, open hat, clap, and vocal. I mean, that'll be so boring. You gotta have your pads, your synth leads, and
And
ear
then side chaining
candy, side chaining, like the
has
pumping
to be
effect.
right.
Yeah. But if you're
And
talking about
also,
like EDM, it's totally different.
yeah, and also K-pop is also same. K-pop is also different. K-pop is kind of like concentrate genre, everything. Hip hop, like one song has like hip hop, EDM, and house.
But it's like
Yeah,
so in one song they have like three different genres because
yeah,
it always like changes.
three, four different genres. It's concentrate.
So that's a
Yes.
good thing because like you said you're doing hip hop, the pop, and the EDM at
Yeah,
night. So
yeah,
you're doing
yeah.
everything.
So like, yeah, but these days, like you said, like one song has like totally different, and like 10 different people in the one song. It's really like like how do you say exercise? Like exercise process?
Like accelerated?
Yeah, accelerate process,
Uh, because you got 10 people
Yeah,
like doing one single thing, and as long as it
yeah,
sounds good to like in harmony, like you said, and
yeah,
cohesive, then psh,
yeah. Back then I was like, how I was doing was create just one part and then sit on it for 2 weeks and then create another part, connect it. Because
man,
I have to do by myself.
yeah, do your best because you're as a creator, you're overthinking everything. You're like,
Yeah.
does this is this gonna work? Is this gonna sound good? But if you have other people collaborating with you, then if one
I
person
mean,
says, "Hey, that's a great kick. That works. That arrangement's
yeah,
fine," then
I'm
you move on.
I was in deep slump. I couldn't even write a single song over a year.
Wow, a year?
Over a year. I could create a fragment of song, like
Mm,
4 bars of just beat,
mm.
but I could not really extend it as a full song over a year.
So you people still get stuck like that even after all these years, huh? Or you
Yeah,
get stuck on the 8 bar, 16 bar loop and then you just get stuck and you just
yes.
gotta figure out a way to get out of it.
Yeah, you just have to get out of it. But the easy way to get out of it is just
Keep going. Just
keep
make more
going, but at the
music.
same time, you have to figure it out. You don't give a fuck.
Mm,
Because you're not creating because you have high expectation and then you don't want to let other people down, like your fans or whatever, your supporters, or like they have a high expectation of you, so you don't want to let that people down, or you highly rate yourself. So I'm in here, but actually your music is here, but you rate yourself here, and then it doesn't match, and then it just
yeah.
crash, you know.
Hmm.
And then you have one hit, and then people expect you to be, if you have a hit, and then people expect you, that hit has to be your normal, you know. So you
That's
cannot go
impossible.
down.
It's
Yeah,
impossible
impossible.
almost.
So if you it doesn't like match this like level inside of you, it's like it's not a good music, and then you just like scrap it, you know.
And then you never release anything for years and then
Yeah,
you already
no,
lost your
no, no.
momentum, your fans are
That.
gone.
Yeah,
And then when
just
you finally release something, everyone's like, this is not what it used, this is not like how, your first album. That's what they say.
yeah.
Which isn't supposed to be, but
Just
you
like
know, they always comparing.
sometimes you have to have a filter, you know, filter whatever what you have to gain from it, what have to just let it go, you know.
Hmm.
There will be always hater whatever you do. There will be always people who support you, like you, whatever you do. So both sides. No, you cannot just. But people is like person is kind of humankind is kind of weird. They always listen more
To the
like
haters.
into like, yeah, bad things are more fast, you know, and then more like hurtful, like, oh, that's hurtful. That comment
Oh,
like
it's those comments. You have
yeah,
10 great
like
comments and you have
yeah,
one saying
yeah,
this video sucks or this
yeah,
song sucks and they stick to
yeah.
that. I'm like you kind of said, I have this mentality of just fuck him, who cares? This is one person. Like, why are you
I
letting that
mean,
one comment hurt you?
I mean, like that. If that person has reason why he
Hmm.
hates it, and then okay, I'm open to talk about it.
Mm.
Hey, what things or what kind of what part threw you off?
Yeah.
If I ask him, like, I don't know, I just hate it.
Yeah. Those are the worst people.
I just hate it. I just hate it.
Uh, Damn, what was it?
Dude,
It
if
was
you hate it, like just give me the pointers so I can fix it.
yeah, make it better, right? You want to
Yeah,
improve on it.
I wanna improve it, you know? Help me out here. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just hate you.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think best thing to do is there's gonna you can't satisfy everybody. You're gonna have your
uh,
haters.
uh,
You're gonna have people that love your music or whatever. But the most important thing is just be yourself and do you,
I mean, believe in you.
right?
Just like,
Yeah, believe in yourself. Don't think about what everyone else is doing. That person's better than me, this person, whatever. Just keep going and you know.
yeah, yeah. Like, and then you compare yourself to other people. Like, you don't know other people's struggle.
Hmm.
That if you compare to like other good producers out there, whoever it is, they had their own struggle, and then they reached that point.
Hmm.
You don't see that struggle, his struggle.
All
You
you
don't
see,
know how he went through, like how what he went through, what he go through, you know?
yeah, because everyone goes through it.
Yeah, yeah,
There's no
yeah.
way
There's
like away from it. You're gonna struggle no matter
you're gonna
what.
struggle, whatever, you know. So you have to you cannot think like that. Yeah. So and then some point, and then I know you haven't really like you haven't I know you haven't released music for a while.
Mm.
I don't know why, but
Uh,
you told me that you gonna release it, but you never released it.
no, because I'm going label route.
I
I
know
don't want to do
you
self-release no more. So I'm trying
you
to
told
find
me,
labels, build relationships. So let's see how that goes. If that doesn't do well, I mean, I can always self-release too. But
yeah,
right now I'm trying to build my own brand
yeah,
identity and social media and
yeah,
build like fans.
yeah. Fan base
Because
and then community, building
yeah, and
community.
build a community. I think that's more important than release. Because if I release music, then if like no one listens to it, then
Yeah,
wasting my time.
have to build a community.
So that's why I haven't released the music.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it's like so music also like became also like social media is became more like a community thing. That
Hmm.
you have a support with the community, you have your own story behind it, and then people vibe with it, and then it gets pushed.
Well, I think I started this podcast.
I know, I know, I know, I know.
And then, with anything that you start new, it's gonna be hard, but I mean, you know me, I'm always posting on social media. I clip videos. I have another Instagram page to promote it because you got to promote it.
Yeah, you
With
gotta promote
anything,
it.
you got to promote it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
it's one last thing, just anything you
yeah.
want to plug in, anything that new projects coming out, anything that you want to plug in to
Uh-huh.
share with everybody that.
Uh, okay. What do you mean? The music?
I don't know, music, if you have anything like a project that you're working on with another artist or anything like producing for them, any
Yeah,
gigs, any
yeah,
shows you're
gigs.
playing.
Yeah, I'm like currently I'm just working with a lot of this and that. Also, I just released. So, do you know like Korean traditional music? Really
Y-
Korean traditional
like
traditional.
traditional music.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like all the way down to Arirang.
Uh,
Yeah. So like I had a collaboration with one of my friend I told you before, Lawrence. So we had a collaboration with a Korean traditional folk singer. He's just Korean folk singer. He's just doing arirang kind of like genuine Korean traditional music. So we collaborate with him, create some visual and music art with it. So yeah, so we made a song upon his Korean folk singing, chop it, then make it as a house music, and then like 5e hip hop music, roundy music, and that also like called hallucination. So yeah, also yeah that. And one other thing is yeah, my Afro house progressive house project called Omateo.
do you have a date for a
Omateo.
release anytime soon?
No, we're looking for label and publishing deal right now. So we
Mm.
trying to make a deck and then just make one sheet to represent it. But we just finished visuals and photo shoot the studio, and then we're just picking photos, and then we just in the making decks right now.
Just preparing to send to
Yeah,
labels so
so
you can have a
we're
whole
trying
vision,
to
right? Like vision
finishing up
board and all that.
mixing and mastering, so we can just send it to the person who knows somebody, this person who knows somebody connection,
Exactly. It's like
Yeah,
connections.
yeah, same thing, same
Yeah.
thing, but you never know.
Yeah. Dude, that's
Like,
super awesome, man.
yeah, just try to do like I don't know, like I'm at the point of age that have to try everything at this moment.
I think it's just this day and age where you just have to do everything and try
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah. Just
Because there's
that's yeah. You
if
never
you do
know.
one thing, that doesn't mean guaranteeing anything. But if you do multiple things, at least you have a better chance
I
to.
mean, if you are doing just one thing, if you are
You
one
better be
thing,
damn good.
you have like 1 out of 7 billion.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah. But if
know?
you do one thing, you better be damn good at that one thing that
Yeah,
people will notice you.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Even you think about it, Elon Musk is doing like several things at the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
like you never know what you're gonna find out from it. You're gonna learn from it.
Yeah, that's why like everyone always says, keep going, don't
Yeah,
stop. You never
yeah,
know what's gonna happen,
yeah,
and then hopefully, you'll find a way.
yeah.
Because
And
this
then
journey is not easy, but we do it because we love it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right, cool. Hey, I'm gonna stop it right here because
yeah,
I'm long. But thank you, DK, for having
yeah.
being on this.
Thank you.
I will definitely be sharing your story, and
Yeah.
if you're, yeah, good. Thanks.